So some of the problems that we have when we're trying to achieve targets is the fact that we find it difficult to break things down. So much of achieving is about confidence, momentum, belief, and feeling like we're actually progressing and moving forward. So when you look at the biggest achievements, whether in sports or business, they can seem extremely daunting and overwhelming. Climbing to the top of the mountain when you're at the very bottom sounds exciting, sounds like a great goal until you start taking steps and don't feel like you're going anywhere, or in fact get a sore foot or have to deal with some challenge, and it can just seem impossible. And it's at this point that a lot of us humans, we lose confidence or lose the drive, the determination, and in worst case scenarios can give up. What's also interesting and what's also a problem is that most people's brains find it difficult, I certainly did, to break down my goals into step-by-step, what do I do now bits. I knew if I wanted to, for example, run a big office or, have a lot of, ICs working with me, that's great, but where do I start and what do I do now? So the solution is actually to categorically step by step break down your goals into bite-sized chunks. And when I say breaking them down, I mean breaking down the time that you're setting towards that goal, but breaking down the specific number too. Okay, so let me show you how this works. So using the one principle with cells, it's very simple, very self-explanatory. Using the one principle, you divide whatever the number is by itself. So 20 cells divided by 20 equals 1, so you start with 1 cell. Much easier to imagine, much easier to achieve, much easier for the brain to function and feel motivated and excited about it. Looking at the recruitment side of things, let's say for example your goal was to work with 20 FRs in your business. So how you use the one principle is divide the 20 by 20, which equals 1 FR. So the goal of getting to 20 FRs using the one principle is starting with one field representative. How do you achieve having one field representative working with you in your business? So let's say, for example, you're using your owner or your partner to invest in recruiting for you. And let's say, for example, making an assumption that there's 3 appointments done or 3 observation days done to receive and to have an achieved result of one field representative starting working with you. So one field representative equals 3 observations for argument's sake. So again, using the one principle, you divide the 3 observations by itself and you start with 1 observation. So how do you earn the right to get an observation in an office, in a typical office? Again, only as an example and only me making this assumption, 1 observation by achieving the bell, ringing the bell in the cells. And if the bell, for example, was 3 cells, 3 completed application forms, divide 3 by itself, you start with 1 cell. Again, assuming and coming to the conclusion that 1 cell will be achieved on average by speaking to 25 people. Of course, again, this will change depending on what campaign you're in, what country you're in, and your own performance level. 1 cell is speaking to 25 people. 25 divided by itself is start with speaking to 1 person. Okay, speaking to 1 person is, for example, 50 steps from here. Using the one principle, divide 50 by itself, take 1 step. This may seem incredibly simplistic. It's very logical. Let's work it right back up. Taking 1 step, going through this process, can end up with having 20 FRs working in your business. And this is exactly how, every person achieves in life and business these big targets and these big achievements by breaking right down, starting bit by bit and step by step. It works for sales, it works for recruitment, it can work for saving money, it can work for the houses you want to buy, it can work for the cars you want to drive, it can work for anything at all. So a simple takeaway is to use the one principle to break down all of your goals, to make it feel easier, to give yourself more confidence, and so that you can achieve the big things that you want to achieve in your life and in your business. Thank you.